Hey, what's up? It's Rashad, MCU Collective, and we're here today to talk about Marvel What If Season 3 and just some overall thoughts, go over a couple of episodes, the ones I liked, the ones I didn't like, and just discuss the what if, just the whole little franchise they made, and did it work, did it not work, what were some of the hits and misses, just, overall feel of the entire thing, because I do have some thoughts about what happened in this thing. So season 3 starts off relatively like season 1 did, and we have a couple episodes with just some individual people and telling just individual stories. Because first we have what if the Hulk fought the Mech Avengers. Then we got what if acting with the Hollywood, Red Guardians after Winter Soldier, which was supposed to be in season 2. And then we have a what if Howard the Duck banged Darcy and had a baby. So these first 4 episodes really feel like the first season to me. All these are essentially individual episodes, not really having any sort of serialized manner to the show. That was what season 1 was until about the last 2 or 3 episodes. Then we see the Watcher getting involved and him forming the Watchers of the Galaxy, or whatever term they coined for it. And this season kind of started the same way, so I had to kind of recalibrate how I was thinking. I'm like, okay, this is going to be more of a like an anthology or just an episode by episode thing, which is cool, you know. But the first couple, like, okay, the most disappointing episode out of this, to be honest, is like the first episode. Like, what if the Hulk fought the Mech Avengers? Like, for me, and this, to be honest, like, mech anime is my favorite anime, and they really didn't do it a whole lot of justice. I mean, there was so much more they could have done with this episode in regards to just, having everybody in mech suit, they could, joining together, making a super big mech, and fighting the Hulk, which they really didn't fight the Hulk. Oh yeah, all spoilers. It was more like a push, and he left. And I did like how they made the Hulk in that episode more like a kaiju or Godzilla, because he even had a bunch of other little Hulks following him. So it was interesting how they did that, and he was like a Godzilla-esque type Hulk. But other than that, like it felt empty. What if acting went to Hollywood was interesting conceptually, and I do like how they actually acknowledge that the Eternals are in the universe, and her fighting what's the name of the huge Eternal that had the issue? I don't know. Whatever the leader of the Eternals name was, fought him, ends up winning, and then she eventually gives in and not becoming like the supreme power of the world, but still wants to be just a regular person. The what if the Red Guardian sought the Winter Soldier episode was like a very much like a buddy cop feel to it. Winter Soldier really wasn't feeling Red Guardian. Red Guardian was just being the jokester the entire time. And we had that dynamic going on, which was interesting. Still, the episode was supposed to be in season 2. That's why it was at the end of season 2 as the season 3 teaser. But yeah, decent episode. What if How the Duck Got Hitched was really weird. And to be honest, this whole episode was just a setup episode so we can see their offspring, which was this human duck hybrid, which was more human than duck, come later on in the season. And that's what kind of it really messed me up, because I'm like, I thought this was going to be a little more interconnected, seeing how we already had the interconnectivity of it already. And they just was like, you know what, random episodes, and then we'll try to tie it in at the end. And I think that's where it kind of lost me, because the last 4 episodes are really strong. Like, what if the Emerge destroyed the Earth, where we have Riri Williams, and we have this we got White Super Ultron, I mean White Vision, my bad, and we have oh my God, what's someone Quentin Beck. aka Mysterio. He's like, running the whole thing. We have like illusions, and that was a really solid episode because it looks like they was gonna keep losing and losing and losing every time. But if it wasn't for the Watcher intervening again, they would have lost. What if 1872 was cool? We got an appearance from the Hood, who still hasn't appeared in the MCU yet. I know that had to be like a scheduling thing because if you remember, Rhea Williams in the last episode, her series should have been out like 2 years ago. What if the Watcher disappeared, and what if are essentially companion episodes and getting Storm as Thor or Honorable Storm was amazing. Like her character design and how they did that and how she was just just whipping ass the entire time, super fun. Which leads us into like the last episode. What if it felt like it tried to rush to the end, and also seeing how this episode is only like a minute longer than the rest of them. It's like we could have fleshed this out a little bit more. Seeing how it's not on TV, this is streaming, so we could have this as long as we need it to be. It really feels like there was some things that were missing, probably some storylines that were missing. If you notice in the Howard the Duck and Darcy have a daughter, and their daughter is on that team. Episode 7 should be the setup for episode 8, but we don't even know how these people got together. We got Kaori, we got Captain Peggy Carter as Captain America or Captain Britt or whatever, and Honorable Storm. But there's nothing telling us like why are they together, why are they functioning, how did they get together. It's just like bam, here's these 4 characters. Watch them kick butt, and that's it. And even how it ended is still like, why is Peggy Carter like the most, like the best of all of us? I understand, like we got Captain America, Steve Rogers is supposed to be the best of all of us, but it's just really, I don't know. It doesn't feel earned. Like I really wish it did, but in certain spots, especially in season 3, it's very much a tale of two halves to me. Because if the first half was like the second half, and it would have been more like the first season. If the second half was like the first half of the season, then it would have been more of a continuation of season 2. Which at this point, we all know is connected, so we might as well just keep the connectivity flowing, like I said earlier. And then we could have had a much more, what's I'm looking for, satisfying end when it comes to the finale. Because it looks like, even though it's finale it is, they might just, do something else in regards to Peggy Carter, because she's essentially like, the god of the multiverse right now. So I'm not sure if that has actual ramifications in the greater MCU or not. Of course, they're not going to tell us. Not going to do that because we about to be off multiverse stuff anyway, because how they handled it wasn't really received too well by the general audience. And it's been a bit sloppy at times, to be very honest with you all. But nah, like, because the whole What If episode, like we got Uatu fighting the other Watchers because they's like, yo, you keep on intervening and stuff, you gotta be reprimanded. We're gonna have to handle you. And then they get involved. There's a whole plot line, shards of the piece of a multiverse, blah blah blah, whatever the MacGuffin needs to be to get them to the place. But the essence of the episode is really about Uatu, who is doing the wrong thing because he's supposed to be watching and observing and not messing with nothing. And then we got the people half of a team that he got together, because the rest of them aren't there. There's no, Steve Strange shows up. They helped him out. They helped them out. But everybody else isn't there. So it's just kind of this weird new Guardians of the Multiverse team, again, created out of thin air. And the only justification we have for Darcy's Child is the fact that we have an episode with them in episode number 4 with Howard the Duck and Darcy. So it's just, I don't know, man. This could have been a whole lot better, especially how it started. Like season 1 was really fun. Season 2 was a really fun continuation. And this was a very much a tale of two halves for me. I kind of wish they would have just kept the what if and kept the Guardians of the Multiverse thing going on or something. But you can tell how they planned this out a long time ago, and they thought the inclusions of the characters would make more sense because these projects was already supposed to be done or released. So, I mean, I understand why it happened. I also understand that they eventually had to release this. Unlike unlike Warner Brothers and DC, Marvel just don't be dropping stuff. They actually release it. So I do appreciate that. This isn't Batgirl being canned from the movies type thing. So all in all, man, this was a very, very up and down endeavor for Marvel. I guess it kind of shows them how difficult it is to make an interconnected cartoon, because of course animation takes time, and if you're gonna have things connect in and out of the actual MCU 616 universe, then you have to have those other things already on your map to actually show up for viewers to already see and watch, so they can have the relationship with the character already. Because we knew Kate Bishop, Shang-Chi. We did not. Unless you read the comics, you don't know who the Hood is. So episode 6 doesn't make sense, and especially when it comes to the actual overall arc of the show. That episode is it's a good episode, but it don't really go with everything else. So it's just some that sort of those oddities are, I hope, something that Marvel takes note of and actually listens to when it comes to trying to have this interconnecting universe work. And this could have easily remained how it was at the beginning of season 1, and just these little offshoots of these little small ripples. And however the butterfly effect occurs, then boom, you got an episode. But they seemingly wanted to make it its own little interconnected universe in and of itself, and that was probably a pleasant surprise, which ends up being a sort of a miss in regards to the entire thing. Yeah, that's really all I have for this. We'll be back pretty soon, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, to talk about Star Wars, the penultimate episode of Skeleton Crew. And yeah, that's all we got for this one. Oh yeah, my bad. Make sure you join us on all the things: TikTok, Threads, IG, YouTube, of course. If you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe and like and comment on how you liked or maybe didn't like this season of What If by Marvel. Till the next time.